Hey there, so today I am going to show you how to create an Instagram story on Canva so that you can make your Instagram stories rock and roll and look super amazing. Excuse the shaggy look, I've been chainsawing in the garden and I've not had time for a shower. I also had a very sweaty workout earlier. So I'm going to share my screen with you and I'm going to go literally from the complete beginning, which reminds me I need to connect my phone to the laptop. Gotta go and get my laptop connector cable. Ta-da! Oh, it's nothing like being well prepared. Right, Coach life for you. Hey, this is my boardroom. If I can have my boardroom and look scraggy and be sweaty and very smelly and not be quite set up, then that's the way it goes. That's the beauty of this kind of business. Zen. Right, here we go. I'll share my screen with you. Let's have a little look. Ta-da! Okay, so I am going to go I load my Canva onto Chrome. If you've not already loaded up Canva, it's dead easy. It's free. There is a paid version, but you don't need to use the paid version. I've never used the paid version, and I think my Instagram stories rock. Just saying. So get on, if you've not already done it, download Canva. It is easier to use on Chrome. I find Firefox, it's a little bit glitchy. So if you've not done that, pause this video, download Canva, and then restart it. If you've already got it, what we're going to do is start. We're going to click here on the left-hand side, and we're going to press Create a Design. Now, I need to move myself because custom dimensions, this is what I'm going to do. Some people do use the poster. There's a poster here. So, oh, look, there's an Instagram story there. Ah, they've just updated Canva, so they've done it for us. We don't even need to put our custom dimensions in. If you want to put custom dimensions in, this is where you do it. I always add it in pixels. Normally it's 1080 by 1920, so 1080 by 1920 pixels. But bless them, we can click Instagram story. So I'm going to click that. Ta-da! Right, now I am going to be creating a story which is talking about a specific program that I am going to be doing soon, a workout program that I'm going to be doing soon. So I actually want to create a background that is relevant to that program that I'm doing, which is why I needed to connect my phone to my laptop, because the image right now is as a screenshot on my phone. So, but to do that, if I just uploaded a photograph and then added it to this blank page, it would just be a rectangle. I actually want the whole image to automatically fill this blank area. So what I'm going to do first of all, I'm going to upload the image because I've not done that yet. So you can see here, click uploads. Now these are all images that I've uploaded over the months. It's taking a while to load for other Instagram stories and other promotional stuff that I've been doing. So you click here for upload an image, and I'm going to have to go into, I just really hope there's nothing awful that's going to pop up. It'd be embarrassing. I'm going to go into my phone, and is it on my internal storage or not? Hang on, let me just double check, because it's saved to them both. No, it is on the internal storage. And the photo that I took, whereabouts is that? It's in my camera. I think I've got so many, no, it's not the gallery, sorry. DCIM, camera. Be the bottom here. There, that one, that image. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to upload. If that happens to you, sometimes it does. Since they've upgraded Canva, this has happened. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that image and save it to my desktop. Then I'm going to upload it to Canva. So I'm just going to go into my phone. Sorry about all this. And what am I looking for? My phone. I will cut this bit out because this is boring. Okay, it's down there, that's it. And I literally just want to copy, so I'm going to Control C, and then I also opened it. That's the image I want to upload. I'm just going to go into my desktop and copy it to there. Control V to copy it. Right, okay, now we should be able to upload it. So we go to the desktop, and where is it? There, that's the photo I want. It's probably because it's, for some reason, it saved it as an HDR. Must be the settings on my phone. Okay, so now you can see that's uploading, but that's overcome that problem. So actually, I will leave that in there in this tutorial because although it's a bit annoying for those of you that know what you're talking about, for those of you that don't, it's an easy get around is to upload it to your computer and then add it to Canva. So now to make the, so I'll just show you, if I drag this image across, it's literally just going to stay like that. It's just going to be that image. So all you need to do, if you don't want that image, you don't have to waste time clicking it and pressing the delete bin here. Just scoot it off and let it go. Vanishes. I want this to fill the screen. So I'm going to use, now, because I use this already, you'll find that Canva has different elements in it. Since it's updated, it's kind of messed them all around a bit, but you've got grids, you've got shapes, you've got charts, lines, frames. Now I am going to use, here you go, well it says here, there's a grid. So I literally just, if I didn't want the grid there, if I decided I wanted 2 images side by side, I would put that there. I don't want 2, I just want the one. Or if I wanted 2 images, one above the other, if I wanted 6 images all boxed together, that's what I would choose. And I would, to do that, I would click here all, and it shows me all the different configurations that you can use. But I just want that one. And then what I'm going to do is go to my uploads, and then I'm going to drag that photo of Shalene across. And can you see now it just uploads it? It doesn't matter that it's not a great quality photograph. I literally found a video on YouTube, took a snap of it with my phone, because I'm going to make this near enough transparent. This is just going to be the background. So I don't want it to be too busy, but because, you know, it's her program and she looks really awesome on it, I want to use her as the background because I've not done it yet. If I had done her program already, I would definitely use a picture of me in the background, but I haven't. So I'm going to use her instead. And then to make this more transparent or more white, you see this button here. If you hover over it, it says transparency, click that, and then you just drag it down. And because the back of the image is white, it's just going to fade it out. You can either fade it completely or just going to pop it probably about like that, because I want enough definition on it that I can actually see her abs and her belly, because that looks really good. That's probably enough. I can always adjust it if I want to. So I'm going to leave it like that right now. So next up is I'm going to start to layer on some text, because in fact what I'm going to do first of all, I'm going to save this as my background. So I'm going to call it Pio background, and I am going to download it. I'm in the way again. Download. Now, okay, this is useful. Right, close. Instead of using that, I'm going to click the publish button. Again, this is another workaround. It's a bit glitchy. I don't know if it's my laptop. I don't think it is, because Canva always used to work really well until it upgraded itself. So press download and that should do it. Press download, preparing your design so it's working. And you'll see at the bottom of your screen, it will automatically go into your downloads folder. Oh, good. That's good as well. It has called it. One thing again, since it's upgraded, it's not naming all the downloads with the name that you, get rid of that, you save it up here. So when you download each image, make sure that the name corresponds to the name up here. If it doesn't, go into your downloads folder and just change it before you create your next image, just to keep it all tidy and easy to follow. So that's fine. So I've done that. Now I'm going to start, I want to write on it. I tend to use the same couple of fonts all the time, and those are Lemon Tuesday and I've forgotten the other one off the top of my head. Oh, Glacial Indifference. Lemon Tuesday is a bit more scripty. Glacial Indifference is just really clear, easy to understand, and I quite like the way they both sort of, they're contrasted, their styles are contrasted. So to add text, you will click here, go into the text box, and I would add a heading It's tiny at the moment. To change the font size, you'd come up here. To change the font style, you'll come to this drop down here. I'm not going to worry just yet. I'm going to type in wanna join me. Right, just keep it really simple. So I'm going to change this to, I'm going to do a search for Lemon Tuesday. There we go, because that's going to be my title, and I'm going to make it much, much bigger. And then you just literally drag these out. Okay, wanna join me. Now I don't really want it to be black, but if I'd quite like to use that turquoise that Shalene's got on in her outfit there, but it might not be bright, it might not have enough color. So what I'm going to do is I use a color picker tool here. For the moment, I'm going to change the transparency. So I'm going to come out of that and I'm going to click my image again now, and I'm going to change my transparency back up to 100%. And then here, download Colorzilla, again in Chrome, it works best. You see here, Colorzilla it's called. It's like an add-on, which means that you can then pick up and copy any color that you want to match in your, whether you want to use it for fonts or you want to use it as a background color or as a sort of like a swatch color behind your text, you know, like a banner color. So I'm literally just going to click this, and you'll see now that my cursor has changed to a cross. And up here, so I went over this, so it's this blue, and it's picked up the blue there. Now if I come down here, it's going to go whitey grey, and if I come across here to Shalene's top, it's going to pick up the turquoise. So I'm going to find a brighter section of that, and then I'm just going to click. And now that has copied the hex code. If you don't know about hex codes, it's just each shade or variation of color has its own hex code, and that starts with a hashtag and 6 numbers. So it's copied the hex code. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click here, I'm going to click on the color, because I'm going to need to add a color to it, because the standard color isn't, although that's similar, it's not the exact color that I want. So I'm going to click the plus sign. And here is the hex code. So FFFFFF, 6 Fs is a white. That's standard white. Standard black is 6 zeros. So I'm literally just going to get rid of those. I'm going to highlight those, and I'm going to press Control V, which will paste the new hex code that we just copied with the color picker. That is the color of Shalene Johnson's top. Instead, it's actually colored my background, which isn't what I wanted it to do. But we'll correct that in a minute. And because I think the that color itself is going to be too light, I'm just going to go down and create a sort of darker shade of it, so that my text will then, instead of being black, it will be this sort of dark turquoise. So I'm going to come out of that now. I'm going to, oops. I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get rid of that. I'm swiping that away, and I'm going to put Shalene back on, because probably the quickest way of doing it. Oh, I've got rid of my frame now, my grid. Hang on, sorry. Put that back on there. You see, it's so easy to, and now my text has gone behind my grid, but it doesn't matter. I'll show you how to get that back. That's why I've done it from scratch, so you can see the sort of the way you can overcome these various problems. So I need to go back to my uploads. I need to drag Shalene across again, and then I need to get my text. So I'm going to click Shalene, and I'm going to position her, click position, and I'm going to take her backward. And now you see my text has jumped on top of it again. And now I'm going to click back to Shalene, so just click somewhere near her tummy. You can see that it's the actual main image is activated because of these little guides around the edge of it, and I'm going to just make that more transparent again. Okay, and now I'm going to click my text to highlight the box. I'm going to drag it, and then I'm going to go back. So A is where the fonts are and the text color. Click that, and my new color hasn't been saved. Okay, we'll do it again. So we will paste, hopefully it will have remembered it, paste the hex code back into here, and then we're just going to literally drop it down, drag it down. We'll see what that looks like. Want to join me? Still not very dark. I'm going to drag it down a bit more. See, now it's saved it. Okay, come on. Okay, default. Gonna just keep going back down. I just don't want it to be black. Maybe I might need to make her a bit more transparent. Okay, I'm not going to be able to see her belly much, but that's fine. That's better, because literally the background really isn't that important. Okay, so we've done that. So we've got the text. We've got the text the right colour that we want it to be, and we've got the background as we want it to be. So want to join me. So that's hopefully going to catch people's attention. If they've been watching me for a while, they'll be knowing that I'm about to talk about my latest boot camp. And so those that are interested and have been thinking, I really need to shape up, those are the ones that will pay attention to it. The other people will just click through fast and get rid of it, or they might even swipe away. But that's fine, because this is to those people who actually want to join my next boot camp. So I scribbled some information off the website. I did a video about that earlier today, showing you how to find the information about the various programs in our Coach Online office. So I won't go over that again, but I will link them both so it's easy for you to find. So my next text box is going to be more factual. So I'm going to use my, what was it called? Glacial Indifference font. So now I'm going to go back to text. I'm going to add subheading, which will just give me a new text thing. I'm going to make it a bit bigger because it's tiny and it's just annoying to try and type it when I can't actually see what I'm typing. If you wanted to change it to bulleted, you can click bullets. If you want to change it to the left justified or to the right justified, you click it up here. I'm going to leave it central for the moment. So I'm going to write, do you like the benefits of Pilates and yoga, but wish you could burn more calories and fat? Oops, question mark. I'm going to make that bigger, and that is going to be my first frame. Remember, the frames are only visible for about 15 seconds. Sometimes they go a bit quicker. So you don't want to be adding too much information per frame, okay? I could add maybe an image under here if I wanted to. I haven't really uploaded any specific images. So I have got some transformation images that I'm going to share in a minute on this. But so for the moment, I'm going to drag that down a bit to make it a bit more centralized. And again, I don't want that black, so I might actually make that like a bright pink. I haven't got the pink in my screen anywhere. So I'm going to click that, and then I'm going to add. So basically I chose a color, and then when I press add, it's going to start on that color, and I'm literally just going to drag it down until, let's have a check, see what that looks like. Now I want it to be a bit brighter than that, a bit too dark. Start again, go up. So you can see, right, as I'm moving around, you can see it's changing. I'll probably leave it about there. That's fine. I can still see it well enough. So do you like the benefits of Pilates and yoga? And I'm going to make that, I'm going to align it better. But, oops, wish you could burn more calories and fat. And that is going to be my first frame. Okay. So I'm going to now change that image. So it's going to be Pio 1. I'm going to click publish, and I'm going to download it, and click download. And now I'm just going to check down here that that was saved as Pio 1, because if not, I'm just going to go into my downloads and actually save it as Pio 1. Oh, yeah, it's working okay today. Good. Sorry, I'm having a hot flush. Whew. Okay. Pio 1, fine. So that's that one. So next time. So my next slide, so that's done, that's saved. We've got rid of that one. So now I can, instead of changing, bugger, I didn't change my font, okay. I'm gonna be fussy, and I'm gonna change that to Glacial Indifference, because I like to keep them all looking the same. I'm being fussy, but that's my brand. So I tend to use a combination of bright fuchsia pinks and aqua blues and the various shades of those. And my titles I tend to have as Lemon Tuesday, and my text, body text, I tend to use as Glacial Indifference. So I'm just going to publish that again, download that, and that will save that as Pio1 and then in brackets 1. I think we'll just double check that downloads correctly. Okay, fine, that has. So I'll just remember when I'm uploading them into my phone not to use Pio1, I'll need to use Pio1 brackets 1. Okay, so my next slide is I'm going to highlight that because I'm going to delete all that, and then I'm starting and this information that I'm copying down now is something I copied off the program material that I found on the website earlier today. So I'm starting a program that will do just that. And then I'm going to do another text box. So I'm going to copy this so I get the same color and the same size of font and also the same style of font. So just click copy there and drag that down. And you'll see as you drag it, you can align it correctly. Make sure it's centrally aligned, okay? And double click it to highlight it all because I don't need to say the same thing. So I'm starting a program. We'll do just that. You'll get lean and sculpted without jumping up and down and straining your joints. Okay, so I'll just drag that down a little more, drag that down a little more. Okay, and that's fine. That's going to be my next frame. So that's Pio 2. Okay, publish that. Download. Download. See if make sure it's called the right thing down here. Okay, cool. That is. I wish this would go away. Ugh, so annoying. I keep sticking it on there. So my next one is going to be, I'm going to highlight that, double click it, and I'm going to say, actually, I'm going to put this in caps, stretch, and then I'm going to copy that box. In fact, I'm going to make that bigger first before I copy it. Stretch, I'm going to make it even bigger because this is just going to be 3 words. So stretch. Get rid of that, just delete that. Sorry, click the little box. I'm just going to drag it across and get rid of it. So stretch and then copy. So it's got the same font size, same color. Double click it, and then because these are like the key elements of the program, strengthen, and then copy that, and drag that down. I'll align it in a minute, and then burn, copy that. Sculpt. So I just need to make sure that these are all well aligned. And you can, I think there's a way actually, you can make all these, make sure they're all, let's have a little look, position, can I do that? Middle, let's see what happens. Okay, that aligns them all to the middle, which isn't what we want. So if you just want to redo it or undo what you've just done, click this back arrow here or press Control Z or Command Z and that will undo what you just did. I'm not going to fiddle around because I've wasted enough time doing this with my various issues I've had. So I don't want to keep you too long. And that's it. Is it easy enough? I mean, I'm looking at it, it looks fine. Somebody else looking at it on a little phone screen, it's going to look fine. So stretch, strengthen, burn, sculpt. Okay, I'm going to call that Pio 3 and I'm going to publish that one. Download and just make sure it's gone as Pio 3. I mean, sometimes I might, because I'm just sort of doing this as a tutorial, sometimes I do make them a bit prettier and, you know, I might add a few flourishes to it and dividers and things like that, but I'm not going to bother right now because I think, you know, if you wanted to add something to it, in this search bar, just say, type in like flourish and return, and it will give you all sorts of, oh, this is text, that's why I go into elements, type in flourish, and it will give you all sorts of flourishes and banners and all sorts of things. The if you're not paying for the premium version, obviously you can only choose the things that are free. If you don't want to sign up and pay for the premium version monthly, you can pay a one-off fee. I would advise just keep it free. Just use what you can, unless you really want to get to it. I mean, that's pretty and that's free. So yeah, and then if you want to use those, I mean, say like that one, I could, if I wanted to do something with that, I'd just drag it across and then I can change the size. We're restricted because it's only a square shape, so it would be no good here. But you know, I might want to, if I was doing something more floral and sort of loving, I might want to use that around the edge of a photograph or something, and I'm just going to ditch that. So yeah, that just shows you how to find, you know, if I wanted to find, say, roses or rose, again, it will come up with a load of different things. Some of them are payable, some of them are free. So, you know, I could always add that into my bottom, bottom corner if I wanted to. Oops. And just drag it around. And if I want to make that rose go behind my text, click position and I click backward. Okay. So it's a nice way of adding a little bit of sort of, you know, different elements, a bit of interest. I'm not going to bother right now. So this is, I'm keeping it pretty basic. I will show you how to add photographs and how to add those with a frame, so that it makes them look a little bit more sort of cohesive. It gives it a better, you can use the colours throughout, you know, make sure that you stick to the same colours throughout your frames. So that's Pio 3. And then I'm going to do another one similar. So I'm going to do no weights, no jumps, just hardcore results. Okay. This looks clunky to me now. I'm going to reduce the size of that a bit. 88, and I'm literally just, I'm not highlighting it, I'm just clicking in the box and then changing. And I'm going to keep that big, and I might actually let's see what that looks like as Lemon Tuesday. Yeah, I'm going to leave that like that. Okay, so that is Pio 4. I'm going to publish that. Now I'm going to add some photographs. Now the photographs that I added earlier, oh no, they're on my desktop, that's fine, because I created a folder. So check out these results so far. I'm going to get rid of the text because I don't need that. I'm going to add, get rid of those. I'm going to lift that up a bit because I'm going to add an image. So go to uploads. I need to upload an image. I'm going to go to the folder that I created earlier today. And where did I put it? Images, others before and after photos. I've got my Pio folder there. So I'm going to click that one, highlight that one, and then I'm going to hold my, what's it called? Shift button and click that, so it highlights them all together, and then I'm going to click open, and that will load all of those up together. Just a quicker way of doing it. Sorry, brain fog. So shift button, and then what I'm going to do while these are uploading, I'm going to go back to elements, and I want to go to frames. Frames. So I'm going to scroll down. I just want to find a thin frame that, let's have a little look. So for instance, if I use that, can you see on the edge would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? That'd be an octagonal shape. I was never very good at maths. These corners would be cut off it. I don't want an octagonal shape. I want to keep it fairly simple, fairly plain. But I want a very thin line around the outside of my frame. because I think it looks more structured. Where has it gone? There we are. So if I pull that there, okay, and I'm going to see what the images look like. I'm either going to use the pink that I used in my writing, or I'm going to use a shade of this blue again. So I'm going to try, oh no, that's the inside. I don't want that, do I? Let's undo that. I'm going to get my photo in it first. Go to my uploads. I'm going to do him first, add him. Okay, now pink's not going to look so good around there. Let us choose that blue. See, it's not saved my pink that I used earlier. She's like kind of annoying. I don't know, it's a bit bright. Dark grey. Actually, the dark grey looks quite nice. I'm going to use the blue that I used for my text. And I'm going to make it a bit smaller. Quite often, I will rotate an image like that. I'll make it a lot smaller, a bit bigger than that. And then I'll copy it. And then I'll drag it down here and I'll copy it again. And then I rotate one of them. It's just a really cool way of adding different people's images. So, you know, if I wanted to add him in there, I just drag him across. If I want to add her in there, I just drag her across. And I would probably make these images a bit smaller so they fit on a bit better. It's just a really simple way of adding variety. But because I'm going to put a testimonial under each of these images, I want to have one frame per image. So I'm going to drag them off, drag that off. I'm going to straighten this one. Okay, put him there. I'll make him a bit bigger. Bring him down. That can go up there. Make sure it's centralized. He can go. Not very centralized, does it? There we go. I think that's pretty centralized. And then I need another text box down here because that's where I'm going to put my text. I'm going to add a text box, subheading. You can see that's there. Yeah. I'm right underneath my frame. I'm going to make that a bit bigger. I'm also going to put it into my glacial indifference. It hasn't saved that either. Okay, make it bigger, but not too big because it just needs to be big enough that people can see when they're scrolling through on their phone. I'm also going to make that the font, the color of this sort of dark aqua. Now, my information I need to get off the website, so I'm going to go into my Firefox and pop into my Coach office. And actually, no, I'm going to do it this way instead. It'll be quicker. I'm going to go to my Coach link generator and I'm going to type in my Coach ID, submit, and then I'm going to fitness. Scroll down to PIO because this is where I did all this earlier in the video that I shared. So I won't go into this in any detail now. But this just shows you quickly how to retrieve that information. So these guys. Now I don't want to, I'm not going to include the name PIO and I'm not going to include anything about them being a Beachbody coach. I'm just going to give them their results and this little snippet here. So can I copy that? Let's try. So I'm Control C, go back to my Chrome. I'm going to highlight that. Will it play? Ah, fantastic. Excellent. So, these workouts have, delete that, help me when I go for runs. My strides are so much longer now. This has been the catalyst I needed to elevate my fitness. So I'm just going to make it slightly smaller because I'm also going to pop his name on. What was his name? Clinton B. His name in pink. So let's have another subheading. I bet Clinton loves the fact his name's in pink. Clinton B. Oops. I can't see it well enough. Is that the capital B? Yeah. And I'm going to highlight that. I will change the size. I didn't keep my pink. How annoying. Right. I'm just going to drag that down. Is that changed? Come on. I need that bigger. And it definitely needs to be brighter. This is the annoying thing at the moment with Canva. It sort of is a bit glitchy still. I still need it to be brighter. Not so bright that we can't see it. That was about the same sort of color, I think, as the previous frames. So check out these results so far. So Clinton B, and then he's going to have his text there, his information there. If you want to make the spacing between the lines smaller, go up to spacing, and I'm going to go line. I'm going to make it a bit tighter so I can fit it on better. And then I'm going to go back, and what was he? Lost 17 pounds in 2 months. So I'm going to use the pink. I will highlight his name. I don't want to highlight at the moment. Highlight that. Copy. Bring it down here. Make it central. And what was he? Lost 17 pounds in 2 months. It was 17 pounds in 2 months, wasn't it? Yeah. Is there a space after 17? Yes, there is. Ta-da! So cool. So that's the first one done. So I'm going to save that as Pio 5. Publish, download, download. Make sure it's saved as Pio 5. That silly thing. Oh, good. Okay. Right. So now I'm going to get rid of, actually, I'm just going to go to my uploads, and I'm going to put her there instead. So I'll have a boy, and then I'll have a girl, then I'll have a boy, and then I'll have a girl. Now, what's her name? Oh, sorry. Lynette M. Lynette M. And she says, I consider myself a pretty fit person. I perhaps should have used the speech marks, but I didn't in the previous one, so I'm not going to bother using them here either. I'm just going to keep it simple. Double click that, get rid of that. I copied what she said on her testimonial, and I'm pasting it in here. I consider myself a pretty fit person, did not think I would have as much success as the other success, but I saw, boy, was I wrong. Now, what was her result? £12 in 2 months. Ah, come here, it's gone a bit funny. Just get rid of the 17, put the 12, and save that as Pio 6, and then we'll publish that. And then the next one, so we'll copy that, and we'll do all 4 images, and then I'll show you what I do to upload it to my phone, because otherwise I'll have like some of them uploaded and some of them not. So hang on with me. If you want to, if this is getting boring and if you know what you need to do, just fast forward this next bit while I add these next 2 on, and I'll do them as fast as I can. He called Carlos. That's D. And then he lost £21 in 2.5 months. Wow. Not £121. Always check that you've not typed it wrong. 2.5 months, and Pio 7. Publish. Download, and make sure it's called Pio 7. Yep, cool. And then the last lady is this one. And she is called Rachel G. Ah. I'll copy that. I'm gonna, she's mentioned Pio twice here. So we'll take the name out. Don't need a comma there. And she did what? £100 in 1 year. Wow. I'm just going to say 12 months because I've used months right the way through, and I just think it can continues it well. So that's that. So we've done the results. So now it's going to be the call to action, because you want to be able, you spent all this time creating your IG stories. You want people to be, if they're interested, you want them to be able to either click a poll, or if you've got the swipe up option, to swipe up, or send you a private message. I use polls a lot. I also use the swipe up feature. Quite often during, in like a run of frames like this, I would tend to maybe put 2 options as a call to action. So I might have done, after maybe the first one that said, or after I've done the program details, you get lean, get sculpted, get strong, no jumping, protects your joints. Are you interested? Do you want to get started now? Maybe then have a poll under that says, yes, I'm ready, or sign me up. And then continue with the test of these images and the testimonials. I think it's just good to give people a few more options than one to add a poll. I'm probably just going to add 1 poll to this today. But normally I think it is good practice if you've got several frames like we've done, what we're on frame 8 now, is to have more than 1 option for them to click, because people are lazy and they tend not to go back. So make it as easy as possible for them. So did I download that one? I think I did, yeah. I have done it before where I've made the frame and then I've forgotten to rename it and download it. If that happens, just keep pressing the undo button and it will take you back to the frame. Keep going, save the frames that you need to, and then press the undo button again and again and again and again. It will take you back to the frame which you forgot to download, and then you can just name it. And if like you've gone from Pio 3 to 4 to 5, just call it 4A or 5A, wherever it slots in, so that you've got to add that extra frame in. So that's done. So check out these results so far. Are you going to join me? I'm going to make that slightly bigger. There we go. We'll get rid of the image now. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Now I need to add more text, because I need to add that my prep week starts on 25th. We make that bigger too. Prep week starts Monday, 25th of February. Yeah. Kick off in earnest. No, keep it simple. Workouts start Monday, 4th March. And copy that again. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to take that out. I want people to, if they're interested, I want them to get started sooner rather than later. And also, I want enough space to have space to add my poll to it once I've uploaded it to my IG story. Should I just get rid of? How come that's down there? Oh, I copied it, didn't I? So prep week starts Monday the 25th of February. And then I'm going to copy that. I'm just going to change the... And then, because I will, when I put it onto IG stories, I will add the poll option and I'll give 2 positive options. Never give a negative. Say, yes, I'm ready to start, or tell me more, or yes, I'm interested. Pick me with the little hand up, the lady. There's all sorts of things you can use. Have a look, see what I use, see what other coaches use. You can get quite really creative with it. Don't leave me out. My booty needs this. Make it fun. So I'm just going to add here, click the poll to save your spot or to learn more. I'm going to put that into the pink if it saved my pink. It didn't save my pink again. annoying. So I'm just going to find a random pink, because otherwise it just gets a bit dull. So some of them are really bright. I haven't sort of, like I said earlier, I've not made this as pretty as I might have done on some, because I do sometimes add extra bits and pieces to it. When you actually upload them to your IG stories, before you publish them, you can add sparkles and extra bits like that, and add some GIFs to it, or GIFs, whatever they're called. Those can make it more fun too. So this is pretty much the blank, the basic, the framework that then you can build and add pretty bits to. And IG stories have so many different options that you can use that make it fun. So that looks completely boring. Where's my glacial indifference? I know glacial's pretty boring too, but it's not as boring as Arimo or Arimo. And that needs to be, I might make that pink instead if it saved my pink. Yes, it did. And then I'll put that back as the green aqua. That needs to be bigger. Prep week start. I might even make that bold. Are you going to join me? Prep week starts Monday the 25th. Make that slightly smaller. Click the poll to save your spot or to learn more. Okay. So, and then here is when I load it up to my IG stories off my phone, that gives me enough space there to click a poll. So, and that looks like it's fairly well aligned in between those lines as well. So I'm going to call that Pio 9 rather. Publish, download, ta-da. And now I'm just going to go into my downloads folder and make sure that I've got them all in the right order and that I haven't forgotten to download one of them, because then it means that I've got to whiz back. Let's have a look. Downloads. And here they all are. I need to move myself out of the way again. Come on, Hartley. We're off. So I've got my 4 images there. Got my background. So that one can delete because I didn't want, that wasn't the right one. So I've got 1, 2, 3 with the information, 4 with the information. I've got my, I think that's it. I think I've managed to remember all of them. Okay, cool. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy all of those, and in fact I'm going to cut them away and I'm going to put them into my Beachbody folder, because then it keeps everything together. IG stories, I've got an IG stories folder. I will do a new one for Pio. Here we go. Let's have a little look. So I'm creating a new folder. I'll call it Pio. And then open that folder, and then I'm literally just going to click in here and press Command Control V, and that will paste all those stories in there. I want to be able to see the images, so I'm going to go down here and click that box, and that will make them bigger so I can see them. I'm also now going to reselect all of those. I won't bother with the backgrounds, I don't need that. I'm going to copy, I'm not going to cut them, I'm just going to copy them, and then I'm going to put them into my phone. My phone's still connected. And I've also got a folder on my phone that allows me to upload the IG stories to it. Come on. And it's on my SD card, and it is gallery and IG stories. And that's low. I want to delete some of these, but I keep all of my IG stories in here. And then sometimes, I'm able to reuse some of them. I tend to make them all fresh, to be quite honest. But if I was ever desperate and short on time, then it's, at least I've got them. And sometimes it might be that I just need to change a date in it, and I could use that by blocking the text in my IG story. When you can put a background behind the text, or even use the one of the pens, so you sort of cross out the text and then add some new, so cross out the old date and add that way, and then add a new date on top of it. So I'm just going to click in here, Control V, and that will copy those onto there. And then my next thing would be then to upload those things, those images, to my IG stories. But any questions, shout up, and otherwise get to grip. You know, keep practicing. IG stories, whatever you do, if you don't like it, you can delete it. So never ever be worried that you're stuck with something that you think is completely embarrassing and rubbish. Even if you publish it, it gives you the option to delete it. You'll see 3 little dots at the bottom of each frame of each story. So if you decide you've uploaded something and it's either in the wrong order, or it just looks, you know, you just think, oh no, I think, you know, whatever it might be, just click those 3 little buttons and it gives you an option to delete, and it's as easy as that. So the most important thing is to just get started, take action and do it, and you'll learn as you go along. The first Instagram story I did, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. I was terrified. Actually, it's really easy, and I use them all day long now, as you've probably noticed if you're watching this. I'm cold now. So that's it. I hope that's been helpful. Sorry it went on a bit, but that's how to create an Instagram story on Canva, and it's pretty simple, and you can really jazz it up. The more you get into, you know, the more you learn about Canva, the prettier that you can make them, and the more you get sort of happy with Instagram as well. There's all sorts of different things that you can do to jazz them up a bit. So that's for another session when I've learned how to show you what's going on my phone, on my computer. So now I've got to try and find how to end this. My mouse isn't working. Have a great rest of your day.